All right, welcome to Growing Devotions for Your Daily Life. We hope you're doing well today. Everybody probably has a favorite verse if you've been a Christian for any length of time, whatever that verse may be. I have a favorite verse, and I'll share that with you in just a second. But my favorite verse actually comes from the book of Genesis, believe it or not, and in Genesis chapter 1. And I love the fact of studying creation and what that looks like. And there's the verse that surrounds my favorite verse is about stars. And I was an earth science teacher for several years and really enjoyed the study of planets, the study of stars. And one of the things that I would teach my students is that the sun, being the closest star to us, was 93 million miles away. I want you to think about the vastness of space. We obviously have no clue just how big it really is. But the sun being 93 million miles away, scientists have determined if it was any further away, we would actually freeze, and if it was any closer, we would burn up. I mean, it is absolutely perfectly put there by God. And every star that you see with your eye at night is every one of those stars are bigger than the sun. There's actually 3 different ranges when it comes to the temperatures of stars. Now, stars are not measured in Celsius or Fahrenheit. They're measured in kelvins. Kelvin is to have an absolute zero. Scientists came up with this scale. There never can be a negative Kelvin. So like there's 32 degrees is freezing, 212 is the boiling point for Fahrenheit. That scientists needed an absolute zero, and so that's why they came up with Kelvin. Now, a red star, being the coolest star, is 3,500 kelvins. Now, in Fahrenheit, it's 5,840 degrees. The next star, like our sun, is a yellowish white, and it is 6,000 kelvins, which equivalent to 10,380 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, if it's a blue star, it's 12,000 kelvins, 21,000 degrees. I don't understand 21,000 degrees. I don't understand 5,000 degrees, other than that's extremely hot. Now, the largest star, or known star, is your Canis Majoris. Now, it is thought to be 1,800 times larger than our sun. But the amazing thing to me is that this Canis Majoris is as large as Saturn's complete orbit around the sun. Canis Majoris is bigger than the entire orbit of Saturn. In our Milky Way galaxy alone, it's believed to have 200 to 400 billion stars in our galaxy alone. Some scientists believe that there are as many as 400 galaxies. Now, if you were to times that by the 200 billion, that would be just a lot of zeros. And one of the last things before I get to my actual devotion is the next closest star to us is actually 4.2 light years away, meaning if you were to travel to Earth to our closest star besides the sun, it would take 4 years for light to do that. Now, if you were to get in one of our fastest spaceships that's ever been designed and take off for that star, it would take you 70,000 years to actually get there. So needless to say, we're not be traveling to any stars here soon. Genesis 1:16, my favorite verse. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to govern the day, which he's referring to the sun, and the lesser light to govern the night, which that's the moon. And then it's an afterthought. He made the stars also. He made the star. You know what? I almost forgot to tell you, God made the sun and the moon, and he made the stars also. As brilliant, magnificent, mind-blowing as the stars are, it's like, oh, by the way, he made those also. You know, if we create a piece of furniture that we're very proud of and spent hours and hours, we're wanting to show everybody something that we did with our hands. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, he made the stars also. How big is your God? Hope you have a great weekend. God bless.